a long story, so it's going to be at least 25 minutes. If you don't have 25, I'm not offended to you. 25, maybe 35. Okay. Charles.
All right, wait until I leave then.
I'm not waiting. I'm going. About 5 years ago, I went to Armenia with a bunch of one of my best friends who's half. Yeah, please stop. Please stop. It's the third time we're going to be. I can do Armenian. Does everyone know Armenian?
Yeah.
I can do it. Okay, I'm just going to do it my way, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is wasting my video.
Yeah, so we were in Armenia about 5 years ago with one of my good friends. He's half Lebanese, half Armenian. He doesn't speak or understand any Armenian. So we were there, and one day he wanted to go to Lori, which is up in the mountains. And he said, well, how do we do that? I'm like, well, we have to ask the hotel. We were staying at Marriott. I said, let's go to the concierge. Let's have her set up the trip. So before we talk to the concierge, my friend is like, well, where's the driver when this guy takes us? Where is he going to sleep? Like, is he going to sleep with us? I'm like, this is Armenia. Don't worry about the damn driver. We'll just go and we'll figure it out. So we sit down with the concierge. We tell her we want to go to Lori. She's talking to me in Armenian. We're setting up the whole trip. And my friend Phil, you kind of have to know him, but I'll explain who he is. He's like, what about the driver? And I'm like, forget the damn driver. I asked the lady in Armenian just to make him fine. I'm like, what about the driver? She laughs in Armenian. She's like, don't worry about the driver. He'll sleep with a friend. He'll sleep in his car. It's not your problem. I'm like, yeah. So I told my friend, I'm like, you idiot. No one cares about the driver. We're fine. So they say, tomorrow morning at like 9 a.m., meet in the lobby to go. I'm like, well, let's do it. So that night, Armik and Maggie were in Armenia too, and we went out. And of course, in Armenia, they give you vodka like it's water. So not that I condone drinking, kids, but they were pouring it, so I had to have it. And I had a lot and a lot and a lot. So it was like 2 a.m., we're getting back to the hotel, and I'm like, all right, we got to go to sleep. And then I remember I had some Cuban cigars in my hotel room. So I'm like, you know what, let's bring them down. Armik's like, yeah, let's have them. So we're like yelling, smoking cigars. It's like 3:30, and I'm like, we got to get up in 5 hours. I'm like, we should probably go to bed. So I tell Phil, I'm like, all right, we should go to bed. He's like, all right, let's go. So now it's like 4 a.m., I'm in the room, but I was kind of spinning a little bit. Just, you know, what's going on. So I couldn't sleep. I got up and I like walked out of the hotel room. Phil's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I'm losing it. So it was a little hard thoughts at that point. So I'm like, slept for maybe 3 or 4 hours. I wake up the next day and I obviously don't want to be awake. It's like 8 a.m. The alarm goes off. So one thing I forgot to say, when we talked to the concierge, I told her, make sure the guy who's driving the cab speaks English. My buddy doesn't know Armenian. Make sure. Underline stress, he speaks English. No problem, of course he will. So we get down there and I see the guy, and he looks like kind of Perry Mason. So I walk up to him like, hey, how are you? He goes, Barentes. And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, hi, how are you? Barentes. I'm like, the guy doesn't know English. So I'm like, all right, this is going to be a problem already. I didn't think, well, I sat in the front seat. My buddy Phil sat in the back. He put his iPod in and just started listening to music. And I'm still kind of hungover at this point. And he starts talking in Armenian, and his Armenian is very advanced. And mine is okay, but not very good as comparison to his. So he's talking, and he's getting very in-depth and asking me questions. I don't even know what he's asking. So he's like going on this rant for like 10 minutes, and he's like, "Do we say skartsum?" And I'm like, how do I answer? So I'm like, "Jish des awesome." He goes on another rant, something about Gurun, something. I'm like, oh, now he's talking about Gurun. I'm like, I don't know what he said though. He's like, "Jish skartsum." I'm like, "Jish des." So he could ask, like, what do you think about killing people? I'm like, yup, you're right. Asking questions and questions. I'm like, you're right. So we're driving, and then all of a sudden, I did the cardinal mistake. He asked me, what is your favorite thing about Armenia? And I got a little excited, and I was in Armenia the year before this, and I had the honey up in, where were we again? Amber. So we were up in like the mountains, and we had this honey that was like amazing honey. Like you don't get honey like that around here. You don't get it anywhere. So he asked me, what do you love about Armenia? I'm like an idiot. I'm like, oh, shmelgre, shot them serum, shot. He hears that, he's like, man, don't get on them, John Chico, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, God. So he's like, aren't you my telephone? I'm like, che, melmet kanchem, so I don't want to. So actually, we're driving in the middle of the road. Miro, he turns off the car, like he can't call and do it. He turns off the car, takes the keys out, puts them on the thing. He picks up the phone to call Johnji. And I'm like, we don't need the honey. No. He's like, Chad, So he starts dialing the phone, and the phone is like, if you'd like to make a call, please hang up. I'm like, oh, dude. Then it's like the phone, he dialed the wrong number. He didn't understand that. He goes, He dialed it again. If you'd like to make a call, please hang up. And I'm like, he's like, So I'm like, when I was shooting John Chicken, let's just go to where we gotta go.
What was Phil doing?
So at this point, my buddy Phil is like 6'5", half Lebanese, half Armenian, who is, I love him to death, but he's a little spoiled. Like, he doesn't handle this kind of stuff well. Like, he wants to get somewhere, you gotta get there. There is none of this, like, sidetracking. So at this point, Phil is kind of asking me, like, he's understanding there's a problem, like this honey, and Phil's like, what did you say to him? And I'm like, oh, God. I told him I liked honey. And he's got a kind of an accent, you idiot, why did you tell him? I'm like, I don't know, I made a mistake. So we're driving, and then all of a sudden, without asking me, turns off the car, calling John Jake, I'm like, shoot. So my friend Phil's like, dude, enough of this John Jake. Get us the lorry. And I'm like, I can't control the guy. He's doing it. So he tries John Jake. John Jake's not home. So we're like, all right, I told him 1,000 times, I don't want honey. I hate honey. Just get me there. So we're driving. He stops at like a church. And we get out. It's nice. We look at the church. I'm like, okay, it's zero now, whatever. Then he stops at like 50 more churches. I'm like, all right, dude, I get it. So we're driving, and all of a sudden, I'm like, this is taking way too long. It's been like 50 days. I'm like, why are we not here? So I get nervous. I'm like, oh, I think we're in the wrong place. We're in the middle of the mountains. I mean, there's like coyotes and stuff up there. So I'm like, I asked him in Armenian, I'm like, where are we going? And he didn't say Tufekir Hotel. He said something else. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to the wrong place. Phil kind of hears, he's like, where the hell are we going? I'm like, I'm not sure. So at this point, I'm like, I asked him again, where are we going? He said a different name, and I got nervous. I panicked. I'm like, hold on, call your agency. This is not right. Miro does the whole thing, gets out of the car, he calls the agency, and he's like asking him on the phone. It's like a 5-hour conversation just to ask, where should I take him? It took like an hour. So I'm sitting on the side of the road in Armenia, and I'm like, and my friend Phil like he wants to kill me. Like his eyes are piercing through me, like he's gonna kill me. So the guy gets on the phone. He's like, no, it's the same place. It just has a different name. I'm like, oh, thank you. So we finally approach. We get there, and all of a sudden the car parks. He gets out, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's getting our bags for us. Like he's being polite, but he doesn't. No, I realized we had a backpack that was with me, and so I'm like, why is he getting out of the car? I'm like, oh my God, he wants to sleep in our hotel with us. The whole thing, my friend worried about that. I told him, forget the damn driver in the hotel. The guy's getting out of the car. He locked the doors, and he's like walking behind me, and I'm like, oh. And at this point, my buddy's behind me. I'm not even turning around because I can tell he was going to kill me. So we get to the hotel in the lobby, and the guy's like, in Armenian, he's like, who's your room for? And my friend gets a tiny bit of Armenian. He's like, Yeni Komshan. The guy pulls it up on the computer. He's like, Yeni Komshan Yerku. Laurent, the driver, who I thought his name was Laurent, and I'll get to that. I thought his name was Laurent. I don't know why. I'm afraid of driver in Armenia. So I thought his name was Laurent. So Laurent goes, no, Yerek. Phil understands. He goes, no, Yerku. Yerekov. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm standing there saying, this guy wants to sleep in my bed with me. So I'm like, Perry Mason wants to sleep in my bed. And I'm like, this is crazy. So the guy's like typing the computer to see if there's a room for 3 people. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's going to sleep in my bed. So the guy's typing the computer, and he says, no, there's only room for 2 people. I'm like, thank God. So someone took us to our room, and I'm like, forget it. Like, Laurent, he's got to worry about it. It's not my problem. So we're playing, so we get to the room, it's nice, we're excited, we're like, forget Laurent, it's done. So we're on like, there's a very nice balcony that overlooks the water. So, of course, I'm like, let's go sit on the balcony and overlook the water. So we're sitting on the balcony, we're talking, and all of a sudden, I forgot one thing, I gotta retrace 1 second. So on the way there, he asked me, what's your name? I said, Ara. He goes, Aramjan. I said, Ara, Aramjan. We went back and forth for 10 minutes. I go, Aramjan. So he thought my name was Aram after 10 minutes of chat. It's Aramjan. So all of a sudden, we're on the balcony from like a mile away. Aramjan! I'm like, oh my God, he said, go home. He's like, hey, check on the room. And I'm like, he's like, we're playing Nardi. He's like, Nardi, come home. I'm like, how did he see that? I'm like, Che. He's like, oh, yes, man. So I'm like, Icha. And he's like, what? I'm like, 10 minutes later, my door, and I'm like, oh, it's no home. So I'm like, Phil, hurry up, hide the board, put it under the bed, so it looks like we're not playing. So he comes in, he knocks on the door, and I'm like, what you? She was like, it's like 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, no, it's like, he's like, now get home. I'm like, check, there shuts on. He peeks his head in the room to see if the board is out. So he's like looking in the room, but it was under the bed, so I couldn't find it. So I'm like, Chen call him hook nuts, like enough. So he's like, all right, I'm like, ha, so the door closes and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, this guy's staying in a hotel, it's not the cheapest hotel. I was like, wait, do you have to pay for this guy? So then I get nervous, like, I'm like, we're gonna have to pay for this. And I don't like to get upset, but damn it, I got upset. I said, I'm not doing this. So I called Armenian on the cell phone. I'm like, look, here's the situation. We got this driver who wants to sleep with me, basically. I mean, maybe with Phil too. He wants to sleep with both of us. One bed. What's the deal here? I'm like, he got his own room. Do we pay? Armenian's like, no, of course you don't pay. It's not your responsibility. I'm like, okay, great. Hung up, called another friend. I'm like, here's the situation. Got this driver. Wanted to sleep with me, but he can't. He's got his own room. Do we pay for it? No, of course you don't. I hang up the phone, I'm like, we're going to end up paying for this room, I guarantee it. So later that night, it was like 100,000 degrees in the room, so you couldn't sleep. No AC either. They don't do AC there. So it's like 1,000,000,000 degrees, and all of a sudden it dawned on me. I said, you know what? I didn't come halfway across the world to pay for Laurent and his vacation. I'm saying, I'm not doing it. I put my foot down like this. I hit the foot twice. I said, I'm not doing it. And my friend's like, what do you mean? I go, no, I'll tell him tomorrow I'm not paying for the damn room. He'll wait for me. I'm done. I got pissed off. I'm not doing this. Sorry for pissed off. No, I'm not doing it. So that morning, I remember we woke up. It was like 8:30. And I was taking my time, brushing my teeth for like 30 minutes. I was like, no, thank you. Thank you. I said enough. Like I did like that. I got out of my chair. So I was like, I'm not doing this. So my friend Phil at 9 o'clock, he's like, all right, we got to meet the guy downstairs. I go, no, I want to have breakfast. And I want to sit by the water and I want to enjoy the water. So Laurent sees me, he's like, Patrasne kam che, Patras chem, kiti utem, karagam mejam tevi chem. Therefore Patrasne durs gegangen. Like that, just like that. No respect. How about cheap? Not cheap. So I told him, like, can I mention this tea? If I'm Patrasne, gegangen. Done. Like a sentence come on. So he was like, enough. So he went to the car. I didn't feel guilty. I felt great. My chest was out and everything. So we're sitting, we're eating. I'm looking at the water, and I got tired of the water about 2 minutes, but I wanted to look at the water. And I was looking at it. It was like 9:45. My friend's like, all right, at this point, let's go. Like, come on, it's been 45. I'm like, I'm not ready. So I got up. I stood by the water just like this. For like 5 minutes, just looked at one part of the water, and I'm like, all right, now I'm ready. So we're getting ready to leave, and I said, well, wait a minute. This time, Phil, you sit in the front. I'll sit in the back. I'll put the iPod in. He can't speak Armenian. You guys can't communicate. I'll act like I'm asleep with the music. We're good. So, perfect. So, he sees, though, we're like getting ready to go to the car. He's like, Aramjan, Aracha. I go, check. That's it. But Phil is in the front, and Laurent knows like 2 words of English. So I'm like, so I have the music in, but every so often I pause it because I'm like, what the hell are these guys like talking about? I gotta see how they communicate. So like Laurent will be like, Philip, you like Armenia? And Phil will be like, yes. And then it will be like some random other question, like, you like food? And he's like, yes. And it's like so basic. So all of a sudden Laurent gets bored because this whole do you like food gets tiring. So he calls out to me. He sees I'm asleep, but he's like, Aramjan! And I'm like, Ara, don't wake up, don't wake up. So I'm like sleeping like this, and he's like, Aramjan! And I'm like, don't wake up, Ara, don't move. don't move, don't move. So I'm like not moving, so because he's trying to test to see if I'm like fake sleeping, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fall for it. So I didn't. But 30 minutes later, I had to like itch, and I barely went like this from the rear view mirror to the side. I'm John Artunes. So I'm like, all right, I'm awake. So I'm like, ah. He like loves cars, and my friend Phil knows a lot about cars. But I acted like I didn't know anything on purpose because I want to see how these guys could communicate. So he's like, hi, I know. So he asked me in Armenian to ask Phil. And then, so basically to interpret three ways. He asked me in Armenian, I asked Phil in English. Phil responds in English, I tell Laurent back in Armenian. And I'm like, I shouldn't be charging for this. So he's like, Philippine Hartsru, Jeep Cherokee, Cunny horsepower. And at this point, we're like, we just want to get home. So like, I'll tone it down the language a little bit. So he's like, I'm like, Phil, how many horsepower is a Jeep Cherokee? Phil's like, tell him to kiss my ass. I'm like, yeah, Carter Hitsu. I'm like, Phil, Lamborghini. He's like, go to hell. I'm like, so we do this song and dance for like an hour. And I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, no, hope not, so I want to go back to bed. So I go back to bed, and then all of a sudden I pause it, and I hear them. It's so like broken. They're talking about shoes or something. So like, but it's very like, do you like? Yes, no. It's all yes, no, yes, no. So we're driving back, and then I did this again, and he like saw I was awake. I'm like, God. So he's like, I'm John. Mount, come in. Mount report sick. I'm like, oh. And Phil understood the honey at this point. He's like, God damn the honey. I'm like, dude, I can't stop the guy. And I'm saying this in English in front of Laurent because he can't understand it. I'm like, this guy's psycho. He won't stop with the honey in front of him. Like, what did I say about the interrupting thing? So, he's asked about the honey, and I can't stop him. He really wants me to have honey. It was my fault, I guess. So he's like, man, I'm a John Jimmy Port So this time he calls, it goes through, but it just rings and rings and rings. And in the middle, John Jimmy, nothing. So we're in the middle of a village. I don't know where we are. He sees some villager, like, way down. He rolls down his window. John Jig to us! And at this point, I'm like, how would you even know? You're just guessing that it's John Jig. The guy yells back, John Jig, and he's like, John Jig, John Jig, oh, John Jig, you might remember. I'm like, oh my God. And they're yelling like a mile away from, like, way over the side. And he's like, John Jig of Arteva. He's like, prettier toss, like, miles down the road. He's like, and then he looks at me, Ertok? And I'm like, and I turn to Phil, I'm like, Phil, what do you think? Should we go for the honey? And he's like, I'm kidding you. So I'm like, check, Maverick Chankuzum. The problem was to get to this random village, we were going up and down like little cliffs and stuff. So all of a sudden we're down this little post, and he's like trying to, his car, which was a Mercedes, had no air conditioning. They don't believe it. It's like stuck in the ditch. And in Armenian he goes, will you get out? Go ahead. And I'm like, I gotta ask Phil to get out of the car and push the honey. I'm like, how do I ask Phil in a delicate way without him wanting to kill me? So I'm like thinking, I'm like, Phil? He's like, what? I'm like, the car is kind of stuck, we gotta get on push it. And at this point, Phil's lost it. He's looking at me, he's like, I'm gonna kill you, he's going nuts. And I'm not worried about him killing me, but he may kill Laurent. And at this point, in Armenia, committing murder, I don't know how that's gonna work. So we get out, so we push the car up the hill, and we finally, it took 10 minutes, we pushed it up, and then Laurent's like, man, come in Maverick? I'm like, dude, stop with the Maverick, just take us back. So Phil gets so frustrated, he looks at Laurent, points, he's like, Yerevan, now Yerevan. And then Laurent gets shishtervat, he's like, so he looks at me, and I gotta think of a quick excuse. So I'm like, oh, no, we have a couple friends in town that are leaving tonight. We gotta get back to see them, because if not, we won't see him, and I might not see him for the rest of my life. I don't know. But we have to see him. This might be the only time ever. So he's like, hi, Stapumek? I'm like, hi. He's like, man, I'm like, let's go. So we're driving back, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. I think I made up this guy's name is Laurent. I don't think it's Laurent. But I can't, it's like on our mother at this point to ask him, what is your name after basically he wanted to sleep with me. I'm like, I can't ask the guy who wanted to sleep with me what his name is. So I'm like, all right, I thought it was Laurent or something else. But I'm like, well, how can I find this out without asking him? So there's that TV show that used to be really good, Lost, that now sucked, but it's a side story. So, and I said that on purpose because you guys love it. There's that character, one character who like lives in the woods. Her name is Danielle. So I thought his name was either Laurent or this. So I'm like, all right, here's how I'm going to do it. So I'm like, Phil, that person in Lost, what's that character's name? He's like, which one? And I say one, he says another name. I'm like, no, that crazy girl who lives in the woods. And Phil's like, oh, Danielle? And all of a sudden, Laurent goes, Incha! That's his name. I don't know where I got Laurent. I don't know. So Phil's like, Danielle? He goes, Incha! And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, check, we're good. So we're driving back, and then being that I kind of have a little bit of compassion in the heart, I started feeling bad. I'm like, you know what? The guy doesn't make a lot of money. I guess he was trying. He was good. He wanted to get me honey. I kind of feel bad. I was like, maybe we should tip him like $1,000. I started getting crazy. I'm like, we should tip him a lot. I feel bad. He's got kids. And on the way there, he was telling me, he's like, my kids, I'm trying to put them through school. And so he's like giving me a guilt trip. And I'm like, I feel bad because I had opportunities your kids didn't. And he's like going through, he's like, in America, you have all this stuff. I'm like, should I apologize? I'm sorry. So he's like going through that, and then the guilt trip. Like, I'm like feeling bad. I'm like, I should tip him or something. So while we're driving back, I ask Phil, I'm like, what do we tip this guy? And at first, Phil's like, forget the tip. And, I'm like, all right, let's forget it. So forget the tip. So I'm like, all right, forget the tip. So we get to the travel agency, and then like I started really feeling bad. I'm like, this guy's going to earn nothing. The agency's going to take all the money. He got shafted on the hotel. He's going to have to pay for that out of his pocket because I'm not paying. So I'm like, he's going to lose money on this transaction. I'm like, okay, I can't have that happen. So never. I get everything I get from me and no one else. So I'm like, all right, we got to tip the guy, I guess. So we're like in there, and then we settle the bill with the agency, and then we give him some money. And then I'm thinking, like, how do I say goodbye? Like, do I shake his hand? Do I hug him? It's just so awkward. I don't get nervous, but I was really nervous at this point. I'm like, what do I do? So I'm like, no, and then he asked, he's like, how much longer are you in Armenia? I'm like, 5 more days. And then he had the audacity. He's like, if you need a driver for the next couple of days, here's my card. I'm like, Kakan Chan. Yeah, sure, Kakan Chan. And I threw it away right when I left there. Right. So we're leaving. So we tip him, and I kind of like do an awkward shake. I wanted to hug him, but shake the hand. I didn't know what to do, so it was a really awkward shaking of the hand thing. And then my friend Phil's like, didn't even care. He was like, Laurent, see you later. So we get to the room after this, and I'm like absorbing what just happened here. And this is like, I'm like, this is crazy. So literally, Phil and I were like, what the hell just happened? So we wanted to create a T-shirt. This is stupid, but we wanted to create a T-shirt that on the front said, I survived hurricane, and on the back said, Laurent. That's what we felt we went through. I missed a couple key points, but that in itself is a story of Laurent, and that's it.